Passenger Seat with me, Passenger Seat Radio. It is December 4th, 2025. You are on my 13-mile commute home. Welcome to the show. Google's got me going all over the place going home, so I apologize if I'm a bit distracted. They're taking me a different way. I got out of work a little bit late, and for those of you who commute in Phoenix or probably any big city, every minute past my normal leave time is like 3 extra minutes of commute. And I'm not exactly sure how that works. I just know that it does. Because if I leave on time at 4 o'clock, my commute is 34 to 36 minutes. And when I leave late, it's like 44, 45 minutes. So whatever. But anyway, so hey, welcome. Hey now, who's here? Is that Javier? Nice. Are you on the road, Javier? I know you were on the road. I don't know if you still are. But anyway, so I'm glad you're here, actually, because the topic I wanted to talk about today is music. I want to talk about music. And, you know, I was thinking, and I know I've talked about this on the show before, but not as it relates to music. Those of us of a particular age, those of us who are like in our 50s right now. Oh, you just got to the hotel. Nice. Those of us who are in our 50s literally grew up with the widest swath of technology, right? Technology has changed more in our lifetimes as Gen Xers of a particular age, has changed more for us than anybody else. And probably even moving forward, there's never going to be another Gen X that lived through the changes that we've lived through for technology wise anyway, right? I mean, you got to think about what we've been through in our tenure on this planet. It's pretty freaking amazing. But, you know, I was thinking about it a little more specifically. I was thinking, you know, I feel bad for Gen Zs, Gen As, these other people. I feel bad for those that didn't get to live through these interesting times, right? So let's go back. I am old enough at this point where I can remember, like, not pre-vinyl, but pre-vinyl popular vinyl, right? What the fuck is this guy doing? Is he gonna hit me? Dude, really? That guy wasn't. Hey, you're an asshole. So I remember not having vinyl. I remember living with the radio. I remember having friends that had vinyl. I remember friends of my parents that had vinyl. And eventually I remember my stepdad having vinyl. When he and my mom got together, he was a big vinyl person. But like, I didn't really own vinyl, or it wasn't in the home really until like I was maybe 7 or 8. So I got to, it wasn't new, right? Because vinyl's been around since like the 20s or something, but it was fresh. It was fresh, new, and whatnot. And then I remember 8-tracks, which is crazy. You know, 8-tracks get a really bad rap. But I was watching this, there's this YouTube channel I watch. I think it's called Technical Connections or Techie Connections, something like that. And he had a recent video about the 8-track. And I was like, you know, we all shit on the 8-track, right? You had the vinyl people that were, you know, were complete fucking freaks for pieces of vinyl. And then you had people that made fun of 8-tracks. Usually they were the people that recently adopted cassettes, right? Hey now, hey, Brian Holtz here. What's up, man? And then, of course, it just kind of went on from there. But I was thinking about it, you know, there were no record players in cars. Think about this for a minute. There was a period of time when I was alive, when Javier was alive, right? Here on the channel, when a lot of you who are listening to this were alive. There was no way to bring your own music in your car. Think about that for a minute. While we were alive, you couldn't bring your music in your car. 8-tracks came late 70s, mid 70s, somewhere in there, right? Is my timing right? But I remember never seeing anything but a radio in a car. Then I remember 8-tracks showing up. And boy, I'll tell you what, everybody gives 8-tracks a bunch of shit. Let's get rid of that. There we go. day, 70s. These things are 50. Okay, there's right here. So hopefully this light will turn green and things will. It occurred to me, there was a time when you bring your own music in the car. And I was alive when that happened. I was alive when 8-tracks showed up in cars. And 8-tracks were great. I mean, they sucked because they always cut off your favorite song, or it wasn't in the right order of the album. Funny. These are first world problems, to be sure. But think about that for a minute. Like, you're at home, you can listen to music all you want on vinyl, and then when you got in the road or the White Album or whatever, and the songs were in the wrong order because they remixed the song order to tape. Unbelievable. It's pretty cool technology if you think about it in a lot of ways. Remember these facets of music. And there were many facets, right? I mean, you had the radio, you had the vinyl, you had 8-track, but there's something else that people forget about in here.